Hi, I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. It's Monday, the 27th of November. Last week was Thanksgiving in the United States, and I'm sure a lot of us have probably a little overindulged at this point. Now, the Christmas season has started. There's no question about that. We've seen Black Friday come and go, and the sales, well, they're not slowing down at all. And the madness of the Christmas season continues to pick up. And when I say madness, you know what I'm referring to. It's Bitcoin. I'm always referring to Bitcoin when we're talking about madness. Bitcoin currently, today, finds itself valued at about $162.4 billion. That's a lot. Bitcoin on Sunday crossed the $9,000 US mark for one Bitcoin. Today, Bitcoin crossed $9,600 for one Bitcoin. A new all-time high. Again, and again, and again it goes. Bitcoin was up in the last week, 17.5%. I don't know what to make of this. I'm sure you don't know what to make of this. I think the big problem is that the CME and the media have started to add so much credibility to Bitcoin that it's taken off. And it seems to be pulling all these other cryptocurrencies along with it. There are over 15 cryptocurrencies right now valued at over $1 billion. Wait. Let me stop everything right there and just ask you. We've talked about the implementation of Bitcoin before. If there's Bitcoin, and then there's another 15 cryptocurrencies, all valued at over $1 billion, you must say one of these, if not at least 15 of them, aren't going to work out in the long run. We're not going to take on all of them. We're probably, at best, only going to take on one, which seems to be Bitcoin, unfortunately, at this point. So what gives with all these other cryptocurrencies being worth so much money? I guess people are just kind of chasing their own tail because the money just keeps pouring into it. Google, the analytics team over there, had a term search that was buy Bitcoin with credit card. That term search reached a historical high this weekend. That is terrifying. I know we're in a great economy right now. I understand the market's doing fantastic. I like that. I want everybody out there that watches Wall Street Breakdown, and even everybody that doesn't. If you're in the market right now, if you live in the United States, Canada, any of these economies that are doing well, we want you to do really well here at Wall Street Breakdown. We're rooting for you. That's why we come here every day and do these kind of videos, because we want you to get all the information so that your portfolio can thrive, especially in an up economy, right? There's so much information out there. We want to try to streamline it as best we can. Information about Bitcoin, though, is just a lot of red flags. See, Coinbase, that's the main trading platform for Bitcoin, the main trading platform for cryptocurrencies in general. They added another 100,000 registered accounts between Wednesday of last week and Friday. By Sunday, that 100,000 new accounts turned into 300,000 new accounts. Now we have analysts, hedge fund managers, we have CEOs of major banks all coming out and saying this is a bubble. This is a bubble quite similar to the dot-com bubble, the tulip bubble, any kind of bubble that you want to relate it to, it's definitely related to that. This is not a place to park your money. This is a place to watch money move around. It's fun to see from the outside, but I can tell you for a fact that when this turns, and when you have this many people in high up financial positions saying to hold off, these are the same guys that were in on the mortgage crisis. They couldn't see the forest for the trees then. I'm wondering if they haven't learned from a lot of their mistakes and they don't want to relive 2008 and 2009 again. And I'm wondering if the market finds itself just far too greedy. And what's going to happen is you're going to make all this phenomenal money, 2014, 15, 16, 17. Everything has been up and up dramatically. But you just got to chase the money, don't you? I don't recommend it. A lot of people I've spoke to have said, you know, what probably happened last week and the reason Coinbase jumped from 100,000, added 100,000 new users Wednesday to Friday, and then another 200,000 up until Sunday to make it 300,000 just from Wednesday to Sunday. The reason why Bitcoin has surged to $9,600 today, the reason why the term search on Google, buy Bitcoin with credit card, is at a historical high, is because there's a lot of millennials in college that went home this week, sat around a Thanksgiving table with their friends and their families and pitched Bitcoin to grandma and grandpa and mom and dad who've heard about Bitcoin on the news, who've been trepidatious about getting into it, who've been standoffish for a good reason because they've seen crisis before in the financial markets. 20-year-olds have not seen crisis before. They have not seen bubbles built and then burst. But when you get the voice of reason come home and explain things to you, little Johnny or Janie that go to college come home and tell you that this is a great idea. All my friends are making money in this. This is the future. This is the way that currency is going to exist for the next generation. You end up convincing a lot of people who are on the precipice of retirement or who are potentially already retired, who have a lot of risk when they decide to play with money that they maybe don't make the same way they did in their prime earning years. But now Bitcoin finds itself thriving because of this rumor mongering from a bunch of people who, to be honest with you, don't really have the experience to be giving people advice. Bitcoin is speculative. If anybody is telling you anything differently, they're lying to you. And that's your money that they're hoping that you go out and play with. Let them go play with their money. Let them do whatever they want. But you, the smart investor, understands that in a market that's up, the way that these markets are up, you do not need to risk your money on something so foolish where the implementation is just not foreseeable. I really hope that my viewers out there aren't one of the 300,000 new users that signed up for Coinbase this weekend. Do not buy Bitcoin with your credit card. I don't care if Square adds Bitcoin trading to their platform. I don't care if the CME does the same. I don't care what you heard around a Thanksgiving table. I'm sitting here telling you, don't chase the money. When it decides to turn on you, you're going to regret it. And you could have done something much more substantial and much more secure with your finances because you were thinking about the long run here. This isn't just a short race. This is a marathon. I don't know about you, but I plan on having a lot of hours, days, weeks, months, and years left on this planet to make my portfolio grow. I'm not going to try to do it over the course of a weekend, and I'm definitely not going to do it on the back of a credit card or on the advice of someone who's never really lived through any type of financial hardships. That's just my opinion. I hope that you're going to speak to your licensed professional financial advisor and do the smart thing. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, thumbs up for this video, thumbs up for you making the right financial decisions. I assure you, we here at Wall Street Breakdown are rooting for you. Comments. We want to hear what you think about this, but I can't say as I'm going to be anything but a contrarian to the Bitcoin hoopla that's going on in the media. And I think they're actually purporting this to be much more legitimate than they should be. And some of that onus should fall on the media's shoulders as well. I, for one, am not going to partake because I know at some point the reality of this situation is probably going to rear its ugly head. But leave us some comments because we love hearing from you guys and we want you to have an outstanding rest of your Monday.